In this video, we'll be taking a look at two NFL games happening on October 1st, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Atlanta Falcons versus Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars and the Falcons jump across the pond to face each other in London on Sunday, September 31st. Jacksonville is coming off of back-to-back losses as they were dominated by the Texans at home in their last game. The Falcons are coming off of their first loss of the season as they were defeated by the Lions. The Falcons started out their season with a nice 24-10 win over the Panthers. Atlanta quarterback Desmond Ridder finished with 115 yards and a score in that one, and Tyler Allgeier had 75 yards with 2 rush TDs. Game 2 was another win for the Falcons, this time 25-24 over the Packers. Bijan Robinson led the rush this time with 19 carries for 124 yards. In Game 3 versus the Lions, Atlanta went into the break with a 13-3 deficit. The Falcons scored just 3 more points from there and lost 20-6. Ridder had 201 yards on 2 of 3 passing, and Robinson added 33 rush yards. Kyle Pitts was tops in receiving with 5 catches for 41 yards. Over on the Jaguars side, they also started out the 2023 campaign with a win. Theirs 31-21 over the Colts. Jacksonville's Trevor Lawrence threw for 241 yards, 2 scores, and an interception in the opener. Game 2 was the Jags' first loss, 17-9 to Kansas City. Christian Kirk had a nice receiving day in the defeat with 11 catches for 110 yards. Jacksonville matched up with the Texans in their 3rd game of the year and notched another weak performance. The Jaguars gave up points in every quarter during a 37-17 loss. Lawrence threw for 279 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception, while Travis Etienne added 88 rush yards on 19 carries. This battle in London will be between 2 teams coming off a loss. The Jags have been somewhat disappointing this season, entering at 1-2 after being blown out by the lowly Texans. The Falcons had an awful offensive performance against the Lions and know that a bounce-back is needed, with the Saints sitting at 3-0 in the National Football Conference South. The benefit that the Jags will have in this early morning game is that it will take place in their home away from home in London. Jacksonville play 2 games in London on back-to-back weeks, with this one at Wembley before heading to Tottenham next week. They have played well overseas in the past, and I'm confident they can snap out of their funk. With the high expectations around this team before the start of the season, quarterback Trevor Lawrence should be laser-focused to steady the ship and take this team back to the playoffs. The addition of Calvin Ridley in the offseason looks to have been a good one, with the receiver striking up instant chemistry with Lawrence. The Falcons have been solid but not spectacular with Desmond Ridder under center. Ridder has struggled so far, and Atlanta has been forced to be over-reliant on the run game. There will be a lot of pressure on running back Bijan Robinson to get going, and I'm expecting the Jaguars' defense to have him in their sights. With that said, travel is always a concern, and both teams are carrying injuries leading into the game. Both squads struggled in Week 3 as their offenses could not find a groove. This will be one of the first times that many players on Atlanta will make the trip across the pond. I really don't see Ridder and Robinson playing extremely well in such a new environment. They struggled in Detroit in their last game, and I think that will carry over in London, especially with the amount of injuries to veteran players that they are carrying. Jacksonville just has not kick-started their season yet. The offense isn't flowing as much as it usually has for the Jaguars in the past few seasons. This could be a great opportunity for Lawrence to find a groove and make plays with Etienne in the backfield. I expect the Jaguars to come out and make a statement against a young Falcons squad. I'm more confident about the Jaguars putting points on the board than the Falcons, and that should show on Sunday. So the Jacksonville Jaguars to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Falcons have struggled through the air behind Desmond Ridder and have had to lean on their run game with Bijan Robinson and Tyler Allgeier. If that happens again, then at the very least, Atlanta's run-heavy approach will keep the clock ticking and result in fewer possessions for each team. Jacksonville's run defense has been among the best in the league, allowing just 3.4 yards per carry, which is 6th best in the league. If the Jaguars can contain the run, then the Falcons will find it difficult to score points. Meanwhile, Jacksonville's offense certainly hasn't delivered what was expected before the season. The Jaguars managed just 9 points against the Chiefs 2 weeks ago before posting just 17 against the Texans last week, and now they run into a Falcons team that has yet to allow more than 24 points this season and allowed the 4th fewest passing yards in the league. The Falcons are averaging 18 points per game. They averaged 23 points per game in their last 3 games against the Jaguars. With Jacksonville giving up 25 points per game, the Falcons will hit their average in this game. The Jaguars are averaging 19 points per game. They averaged 14 points per game in their last 3 games against the Falcons. The Falcons and Jaguars played under the total in 7 of their 8 meetings. I think the Falcons are going to have another hard time in moving the football on Sunday. They have struggled to score points this season as they are averaging 18 points per game. I can't see them scoring more than that total. The Jaguars haven't shown their explosive offense either. Crucially, the last 7 NFL games played at Wembley Stadium all saw fewer than 43.5 points scored, and all signs point to that happening again. With Atlanta giving up 18 points per game, the Jaguars won't score enough points to push the score past the total. I believe that this could be a low-scoring slugfest as neither of these offenses has been particularly inspiring this season, and that should be the case in a low-scoring game in London. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Rams versus Indianapolis Colts. The Los Angeles Rams and the Indianapolis Colts meet Sunday in NFL action from Lucas Oil Stadium. The Rams are coming off a Monday matchup versus the Bengals. In that one, Los Angeles would go on to fall by 3 points. As for Indianapolis, they played the Ravens in their last game. The Colts eked out an overtime win to improve to 2-1 on the year. The Rams got off to a good start against the Seahawks in their 2023 opener. Los Angeles outscored Seattle 23-0 in the second half to power out a comeback win 30-13. In Game 2 against the 49ers, Los Angeles wasn't so fortunate. The Rams were outscored 13-6 in the second half on the way to a 30-23 loss. Quarterback Matthew Stafford finished with 307 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 pick in that one. In the Monday game versus the Bengals, Los Angeles had a 6-6 tie at the break, then got outscored 13-10 in the second half for a tough loss 19-16. Stafford had just 102 yards with an interception this time, and Tutu Atwell led a near non-existent rush with one 22-yard carry. Atwell also led the receivers with one 37-yard catch. Over on the Colts side, they took on the rival Jaguars in their first game this year. Indianapolis held a 21-17 lead going into the 4th quarter but couldn't score again in a 31-21 loss. Things went much better for the Colts in their second outing versus the Texans. Indianapolis jumped out to a 28-10 halftime lead and held on for the 31-20 victory. Back on Sunday versus the Ravens, the Colts faced a 14-13 deficit going into the final quarter. After 6 more points, Indianapolis forced overtime and eventually prevailed 22-19. Quarterback Gardner Minshew posted 227 yards with 1 touchdown, and Zach Moss led the rush on 122 yards from 30 carries. Michael Pittman added 77 yards off 9 catches as well. This is probably going to be a very entertaining and close game. However, the Rams should have won their game against the Bengals last week and have really impressed me so far. While the Colts took out a very good Baltimore Ravens team with a backup quarterback, Anthony Richardson is still questionable for this one. The Rams have another good chance to win. They have been playing some good football over the past 3 weeks, especially given they've faced a tough schedule, and this matchup gives them a great opportunity to move to 2-2 and continue to progress. Quarterback Matthew Stafford has looked solid so far, especially without his top target, Cooper Kupp, and rookie Puka Nacua has slotted perfectly into this offense. I'm expecting a close game, but the Rams' offense has more upside, and I believe that's where we'll see the difference. The Colts secondary has looked vulnerable, so Nacua and tight end Tyler Higbee should be able to make them pay. Indianapolis will no doubt be on a high after the win over the Ravens, but I'm expecting a letdown game from them. So the Los Angeles Rams to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Both defenses have looked suspect so far this season, and with each offense averaging over 20 points per game, they've had little difficulty moving the chains. The Rams put in a terrific effort against the Bengals last week and deserved to score more than just 16 points, but a handful of miscues meant that they just failed to convert when they got the ball to Cincinnati's side of the field. The Colts showed some offensive upside in last week's win over Baltimore and should be capable of moving the ball regardless of whether it's Anthony Richardson or Gardner Minshew under center this time. This matchup has all the makings of a shootout. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.